Last time on the Great Ace Attorney 2.
It's only natural. You're too kind, my dear madam. I hereby dedicate this great deduction to you.
Oh, for pity's sake.
It's like, kindly stand.
Star
Examine.
there, so I may
Examine.
examine you. I mean, you guys are supposed to be teaching me how to say British words. So, if you're going to throw off my pronunciation.
Hey, I wouldn't use us as a role model.
As a reference, no.
I'm leaving now.
Oh, no. Oh, yes, I'll be delighted. It's not got the same ring.
It's like I'd not left the room.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, are you quite right? Oh, right, Mr. Sholmes.
Yeah, it was just like, I just needed to scream for a second.
Okay.
Gravity?
Mr. Sholmes, how are you doing this?
Well,
What is happening?
it would appear that technology has at last succeeded in...
Susato's wigging out. He's like, am I hallucinating?
I quite understand your skepticism, Miss Susato. I, too, was incredulous at first. However, my conviction in my analysis was cemented when I observed this. An anti-gravity device, almost identical to one that featured in a dream of mine only the other day, in fact.
Ah, yes, I can imagine that dream was very explosive, Mr. Sholmes.
The upright vase clearly reveals the truth about the part gravity played in this whole business.
A tiny little bit of Luke at me almost, and then like, oh yes, I'm now going to do my big head moment. It just amused me. Upon my word, Mr. Naruhodo, you've surpassed yourself by completely turning my argument on its head. Trying to impress your assistant here, perhaps?
Iris, get that spotlight off me right now. I'm feeling a bit exposed.
No one is trying to steal your spotlight here, Mr. Sholmes. Trust me.
I do hope not, because I've only got enough bulbs for a few more.
Maybe he's got a special. Maybe he's got a special device. You know how he's got the anti-gravity device. Maybe he actually has something else, and he used that device to take a door, for example, lay it flat on the floor, stand on top of the door, and then use the device to raise the gravity of the door and float out of the room.
It's like the brilliant Herlock Sholmes in the room with me.
You found me. Wait, like a marionette doll. And then he's like, check out my sick moves.
He's like, do some breakdancing shizzle.
Check out my sick moves, yo.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Disillusion Plays the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve, where we play the games and do the voices.
Yeah.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Pete.
And I'm Taylor.
Nice.
Nice one. And just before we jump on it, if you are new to the channel, then please consider giving us a little like, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell.
Yeah. Oh, it's our boy.
Oh, yes, it's after a brilliant deduction.
Yes. So, let us leave this place in the doctor's capable hands.
Oh, yes, they got told off.
Yes.
By Dr. Oh, there she
There
is.
she is.
I said, get out. Now. All of you.
It's like a weird sort of smirk almost going on, isn't it? It's like,
Yeah, I kind of don't know
now
how to deliver
get
that. It's
out.
kind of...
all of you.
It's not Tim Curry. Your presence is not required either, Gregson.
Oh!
Oh dear.
Understood. But I'll just say one thing before I head off.
Screw it!
If it wasn't...
Screw you! You wench!
If it wasn't for this lawyer and his companions, we'd never have found this place, and the whole workshop would have been blown to bits. There was a time bomb sitting here that this lot disarmed. A bit close to the margin, I will add.
But nevertheless...
Oh, think nothing of it, Inspector.
Inspector?
Aww.
Duly noted.
Oh dear.
Monokuma.
Something giving you a chuckle, has it, Drebber?
Ah, so sorry. Didn't mean to offend. You're quite right, of course. You did disarm the time bomb, didn't you?
But you didn't disarm the other bomb!
Oh no,
Yes.
Gina.
You did disarm That
Oh.
one.
Eh? What are you... That one? You mean...
I don't like this.
I don't like this either.
Gina is holding... It's not the...
That's...
Oh, what is the camera doing? It's like... Monokuma again.
K.
Oh, no. No.
Oh boy, I sure am looking forward to my retirement in a few days.
My retirement this afternoon. Today is my last shift. I can't wait.
Inosuke, maybe?
I would say.
It was an hour later that we heard the news of the enormous explosion that ripped through the experimentation stage at the Great Exhibition. Professor Hairbrain's invention and all its secrets were blown away forever.
To be continued.
God we were so close.
If only we had known.
This recording session is too much, guys. There's too much going on in this one.
Like, oh my god.
Jeez. Oof.
Yeah, we've just finished next Saturday's Danganronpa, and holy heck.
Uncomfortable is a word I would use for
and
that.
so and then this. 24th of October, 9:11 a.m. The Old Bailey Defendant's Aunt's Chamber. Good morning to you, Mr. Naruhodo.
Good morning, Professor. Ready for today's proceedings?
Like a hole in the head.
I hope so. I should be, even I, with nothing left to... Good morning, my dear fellows.
Good God, you're awake.
Oh, and I'm posed and everything.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, you're here.
Don't act so surprised.
I've had my Weetabix this morning.
That's my Weetabix. I've had my ready break.
Ready break.
Why, naturally. A true gentleman stands shoulder to shoulder with his friends in battle at all times.
Then
let's just ignore the previous cases. They weren't true battles.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I'll, see you later then.
Oh no, I have a prior engagement. Sorry.
No. Oh no, whoopsie.
Whoopsie.
I should let you know, my dear fellow, that a true gentleman is only obligated to stand shoulder to shoulder for as long as it remains convenient, or for a period of 15 minutes, whichever comes first. Now, Professor, we really need you to remain calm in the courtroom today.
Sorry, oh my god, the delivery. I'm just waiting for the next thing to be like, oh, don't worry about me. I'll keep everything together!
Yes, do try your hardest not to enter the witness stand uninvited again.
And you'll notice that we can't see Hairbrain's eyes right now, so we can't see the wild flailing. Yes, I will. I realize it was a mistake, but my dear fellows, I must interject.
Myself.
Oh, must you?
Really?
Oh, you're still here, Mr. Sholmes. What's the matter?
My dear fellow, you sound positively rotten today. Has somebody got out of bed on the wrong side this morning?
What have I told
Why-
you about skipping breakfast?
Why, if I didn't know better, I'd say your humor died in that explosion as well.
Yeah, which is exactly the sort of thing Sholmes would do. Surely you've overlooked some praise, have you not, to be cast in my direction?
Sorry? I don't follow.
Must I spell it out? I, the great Herlock Sholmes, the greatest detective at worldwide acclamation,
Woke up before noon?
arose at some ungodly hour to be here now. First
The
thing in
crack
the
of
morning.
9.
A miracle, you must agree.
Actually, you know, guys, in that case, I deserve some praise as well, because I also arose at an ungodly hour in order to be punctual for our recording today.
it's true.
I had to arise at 8 a.m.
Oh my.
I appreciate you taking the effort, Taylor. I'm sorry, it's my fault we had to record earlier. But I appreciate
It was a joke, Sarah!
I know, but I still feel bad.
God.
That's my secret, Captain. I'm always feeling bad.
Well, if you feel bad, then don't.
Oh, we'll try, Dr. Pete.
If I must agree, then...
As you know, my sleep is quite impregnable.
I wish mine was.
Iris had to employ her full gamut of tactics.
You cannot impregnate my sleep under any circumstances.
She pulled the covers off, shook me, pulled both cheeks, punched me, and kicked me from the bed.
See, what I had in mind was one of Wallace's inventions from Wallace and Gromit.
Oh, what, like where they
When he
lift the bed
tips him out the bed and he goes through the trapdoor and falls straight into his trousers, and then the machine comes in and puts his like waistcoat his waistcoat on, and then
And it's
I just
backwards.
love the fact that his sleeves go on separate.
Yeah.
They just attach.
Well, it's all plasticine, isn't it? It'll all just mold together. It's fine. Then she poured a boiling cup of her latest experimental blend on my face, and at last I was bestirred.
That's not what he meant by a I'll have a nice cup of tea first thing in the morning. I don't think you'd be impressed if I did that to you.
No, gods no.
Oh my, Iris has been busy.
Iris doesn't have it in her to go that far. She's too nice.
Oh, I wouldn't put it past you, me, if I were you.
Not to mention that Hairlock hasn't got a burnt face.
Do you recall that I did find it rather amusing that I kicked him in the shins?
There is that.
I took great pleasure in that.
Ah, I sense the spirit of a fellow scientist, one who relishes the infinite possibilities of blending tea. I'm the one worthy of praise here, not Iris. This is my victory.
It's all me, isn't it?
Oh no, sorry to cut in. Who could it possibly?
Sorry to cut in.
That could well be.
Could be
Gregson.
Gregson. Oh, good shout,
Good
Taylor.
intuition.
Oh, Inspector Gregson. Good morning.
Gregson, my dear fellow. Why the grim expression at this delightfully early hour? He's just going to keep milking that cow.
I'm not a morning person.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe because I've been confronted with a grimmer expression, eh?
Dear me. Are you going to take that insult lying down, Professor?
Grimmer expression, eh?
What? I don't know!
Poor Professor.
Oh, no.
Anyway, here's the paperwork he asked for. What paperwork?
Ah, I took the liberty of requesting it yesterday. I have a feeling it may prove useful.
You wouldn't believe the hoops I had to jump through to get this brought out of the archives. It's the professor's autopsy report. I'm sorry, the prosecutor's autopsy
Which is about
report.
to be updated imminently.
Just Edgeworth slowly creeping on the screen. I smell an autopsy report.
Time and space can't stop him. Can't stop
Hell
that man
no.
from updating his autopsy reports.
That's murderous.
No, the other one that's named the professor that has been, accused of murdering a bunch of people.
There's no need to be sarcastic, Inspector Gregson.
What did Susato ever do to you, Gregsy? Jeez.
Look, I get enough sass out of Mr. Naruhodo. I don't need it from you as well. Or otherwise, I will find another use for this shovel and somewhere to put it at the same time.
I was hoping you were going to bring the shovel into it.
Miss Sato, are you carrying a spade around for no reason?
It's a shovel!
All right. There's no need to be quite so... My dear madam! There's no need to get
Shut up, you, or you will be on the other end of it as well.
There's no need to get a bee in your bonnet.
Who killed 5 members of the aristocracy? He was found guilty in a closed trial 10 years ago now. It was all done under wraps. And he was quickly executed soon after the trial. It's all in here.
Okay.
I don't know what to say. Thank you, Inspector.
But before that, just a second, Inspector, we're just going to have a little nosy through this indirectly.
I know
in-
we're supposed to
Can
be
we
in
like
court.
click on the lock of that headband or the helmet and like unlock it?
I mean, probably not yet. Although Herlock's supposed to be a master lock picker, so.
That's true.
This lock does look very strong, doesn't it? This is the lock-picking lawyer, and today we're going to be taking a look at this helmet, and we're going to get a click out of 1, click out of 2, and then it's open.
Oh, Taylor.
It's the one thing.
Genius.
It's the one thing that you don't want to hear, isn't it? When you wake up, you're like, oh, I'm going to sleep, and then all of a sudden you just hear like, this is the lock picking light. Oh god!
Oh, God!
Oh god! We're about to be burgled.
No one is safe!
And today we're introducing the most impregnable vault of all time. Introducing the Lockmaster 5000. There's no way that... This is the lock-picking lawyer, and today we're going to be breaking into...
I'm gonna build on that and say, my dear fellow, my sleep is impregnable. This is the lockpicking lawyer.
Oh my god!
Oh dear.
A dabbling in brain surgery in his spare time, right?
There's definitely no way you could remove the mask yourself if it was put on you. Oh yes, I'm fine.
What a terrible way to treat someone, even a convicted criminal.
Oh, and imagine if it was a bit too small, and then they're just
No.
like, no, we're gonna force it shut. It's going on there.
What they don't see is it's actually an Iron Maiden.
Well, yeah, it wouldn't be a very long sentence if it was,
Well,
that
no.
was the case, I suppose.
I know. It's starting to make me livid, actually.
Mr. Naruhodo, please.
I mean, just think about it. Imagine if you had an itch on your cheek all of a sudden. You'd be utterly helpless.
Well, yes, that's true. But I'm not sure that warrants quite so much anger.
Oh, right. Sorry.
All right, and then the little latch down here, which we can't click on. I wonder if that will be significant.
Oh, I can't wait to see this opened. Like, I
That's what he said.
Oh, dear.
Okay. Condemned prisoner. Redacted for confidentiality. Pseudonym the Professor. Death by hanging confirmed at midnight, the 17th of June. Courtney Stevens.
Oh. You think that's...
That's it?
That's it.
Do you think that's...
That's an awfully thick folder for one page.
It is, isn't it?
It's like a piece of wood. It's written on a piece of wood.
Do you think that's Dr. Scythe's, like, maiden name or something? Because her first name's Courtney. But she's Courtney Scythe now, unless she changed her name.
She could have got
She
married.
probably just changed her name.
Could have got married.
Yeah. She's 39. What's that? Or was it Drebber?
39, yeah. She's older than...
Damn, she's looking good.
She's older than Drebber.
She's looking good.
I mean, the London air is really doesn't do much for your
London
skin.
is not kind to the men.
No.
Yeah, what is it? How old's Gregson?
45.
6 years, okay.
Gregson's a bit of a silver fox, though, I have to admit.
Oh, well.
Well, I mean,
Don't have very
to be
much.
fair, I mean, that picture, he does look a little different in that picture, doesn't he? Because he's pulling a little bit of a...
He's got a bit of a smolder
He's
there.
got some come-to-bed eyes going on.
He walks up over to you and
Yes,
says,
although now that I've pointed it out, I'm seeing it, and the little look at that, the little blink there is
Yeah.
like, oh, you wouldn't mind coming to bed tonight, would you?
Gonna treat you to some
I got
fish
enough
and
chips for two over here.
I'll have the chips, you can have the fish.
I'm not gonna say.
I just meant.
I'm
saying
not gonna follow
Well,
up on that.
okay.
I'm not.
All right. Well, you can. I'll have the fish. You have the chips. All right. There we go. I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. I'm refusing to acknowledge it. Yes. Much obliged, Gregson.
Taylor, why are we blighted with the same?
I don't know.
Anywho.
Oh, I can think of so many things to say,
Me
but
too.
I can't.
Taylor, don't say them. If they're what I'm thinking, we can't say this.
Oh no.
And that'll be 19 minutes in before the disillusion plays gave in to making a dirty joke. So a little bit better than last time.
It was 8 minutes last time. We're doing better.
That's the timer. Us lowly lot of the yard are just doing what we can. In the shadow of the great detective Sholmes, of course.
Oh, thank you.
Was it a compliment?
Oh.
Well then, Professor Hairbrain, this is it. Today we're going to lay this all to rest at last.
I wish you the best of luck, Professor.
I suppose he'll be in there today, will he? Drebber.
Yes. We expect the prosecution to summon him as a witness.
Oh no, Pete's going to be interviewing himself.
Oh no.
His apprentice is going to be there too. Van Zeiks' apprentice.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
There's going to be a lot of 3D models on display in here. Do you think the 3DS will be able to handle it?
But we're not playing on a free.
I know, but this was on the 3D.
Well, it's true.
I'm still amazed that you managed to find him in just one day. I really owe you both so much.
You can thank me by keeping your howling screamer shut.
Counsel, I'm the defendant. The trial is about to resume. Kindly make your way into the courtroom at once.
Mr. Sholmes, you're not fooling anybody.
Oh, bother.
This is it then. The final chapter. Funny. My heart's racing a little.
Me too.
I've not felt this before, actually. This strange foreboding. As if something's going to happen in this trial that I'm not ready for.
Oh, I think a lot of things are going to happen that you're not ready for.
Just before, I know this is all exciting, so I'm going to get this out just before. Is this actually the last trial of the game? It didn't. How many trials have we done? I forget.
No!
I mean, I know he said it's the last. It's like it can't be, can it? I can't tell if you're taking the mick out of me or if you're.
No, because the last case was the Hound of the Baskervilles thing, and that lasted for ages. But it's only been 2 cases, hasn't it?
Two, yeah.
Okay, that's it. Because I can't remember how many cases we've done at this point. Obviously, it all kind of bleeds together.
I mean, unless it is because they are quite beefy trials. I hope not.
It's right. It's just
sad if it is.
There's an element of finality to when you say the final chapter.
But it's then 1/3 of the game would just be the trial case.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
It'll be a trial on top of trials, I guess.
It's a it's a trial on top of trials. All right. Let's go.
It's as if something's going to happen in this trial that I'm not ready for. But I can't let that distract me from the only thing that really matters. Finding the truth.
Oh, I am so hyped.
Hype?
Hype.
24th of October, 9:30 a.m. The Old
Well, they
Bailey
took a while.
courtroom.
Long walk.
What?
Oh, there he is with his playing cards.
Oh, damn, I dropped them.
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session again. We resume the public hearing of Albert Hairbrain, here present, who stands accused of murder. Are the counsels for the prosecution and defense ready to proceed?
The prosecution is ready, my lord.
See, I can have a cute little maiden as well.
A cute little maiden. Oh, God. That's what we're calling Kazuma now, is it? He's like, oh, yes, this is my sweet little thing.
Oh, that just sounds bad.
Sorry, Taylor.
Oh.
A kitten of my own.
Oh, no, don't refer to him as a kitten.
Well, I was thinking back to old Diego Armando.
I know what you were referring back to.
Now Kazuma is the bride of the Van Zeiks.
He's the new bride.
Oh my God, he's Kazuma Van Zeiks now.
Oh.
The defense is ready, my lord.
You sure? You look like you're taking quite the deep breath there. You look very not ready.
As promised, Lord Van Zeiks has his apprentice with him. His apprentice with memory loss.
Well, if I may, Lord Van Zeiks.
Yes, my lord.
There appears to be someone, a very short person stood beside you.
When did you get here?
It's like either he's really short or he stood quite far behind him.
I hope that he's going to pour the wine and chuck the bottle for him on his behalf.
That's the actual, like, that's as far as it goes. The apprenticeship is like, yes, pour me more wine.
Now throw it into the gallery and make sure you aim for that person there.
Yes, and you must hit the same one every time.
There appears to be someone standing at your side.
Ah, yes. My apprentice and assistant. The prosecution believes today's proceedings will see the complexity of this case rise considerably. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. I therefore instructed my assistant to attend to ensure the smooth running of the trial.
Well, he even puts his sword away like a katana. Like he did the swish and the into the cheese.
And the smooth running of liquid refreshments by the look of it.
What's it called? Is it sabering? Is that what it's called? Like when you when you saber the bottle of champagne.
The way he holds himself, the way he moves. Could it be anyone else?
Oh, Satsu Sato makes me sad.
I'm so sorry for her.
But he's still suffering from amnesia, so there's really nothing we can do at the moment. Wait, Sticky! Quickly! Let's strike him on the head and restore his memories!
Like, oh, is it like show him the sword or something?
Maybe.
And then he'll be like, I know that sword.
Or like give it to him and like if he see it, like if he remembers
Yeah.
like the feel of it and everything.
Yeah.
I know, but this is so very hard.
Because the sword was really important to him, right?
Yes.
It was so it kind of makes sense that give him something that is really important to him to help him remember. Oh, Taylor, I see what you would. God damn it! For a second, I'm like, wait a minute. What? I'm
Don't
like,
you spoil the sad moments with your
I just-
horniness.
I didn't say anything. Yeah, you didn't
You
have to.
implied.
It would appear that the defense is feeling quite naughty today. It would appear the prosecution has done a fine job in responding to the demands of the court made yesterday.
With some help, I will add.
I understand you have successfully secured the engineer who disappeared from the scene on the day in question.
Yes, my lord. I intend to call him as a witness shortly.
Very good, very good. Now then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, let's see if we can remember your voices, shall we? Who have been chosen at random.
I've seen some people who were there before.
Who have most definitely been chosen at random, no favoritism whatsoever, to represent the will of the people in this courtroom today. Are you ready and willing to proceed?
All right.
I shouldn't have done the shout.
Oh dear.
Of course, my lord. I'm sure we all understand the importance of doing our civic duty.
I do so despise deception and deceit. I find it so very wearing.
To take a man's life with a conjuring trick, it is against the magician's code, not to mention the law.
Any fake scientist should feel the wrath of God, if you ask me.
We have to listen to what's said on both sides, the fence, and then settle on one. That's it, isn't it?
Was it like this in my day? No, wait, that's the wrong one. Wasn't like this in my day. Wasn't like this at all.
Yeah, I think it was something like that.
Yeah.
He was on screens for such a brief moment of time that I honestly can't really remember.
Don't expect great things from the jurors,
No.
guys.
If all parties are ready to proceed, who may begin, Lord Van Zeiks?
Before I do, my lord, there is a report I must read to the court. Paper. report. Yesterday at the Great Exhibition Grounds, the evidence of primary importance in this case. The super high the evidence of high importance. In this case, the super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine, which was installed on the experimentation stage, was deliberately destroyed in an explosion effected by an unknown person or persons.
I think it's pretty obvious who it was.
It was what?
An explosion?
Put the gun away, sir.
This is an outrage!
An explosion? I don't really remember what voice I used.
I don't know, it was probably one that sounded something like what you're doing now. Snap out of it and pay attention to the proceedings. You don't want us to look bad, do you? Yes, I heard this grave news yesterday. Scottish Yard submitted a report to my office in the evening. I read that the machine was blasted to smithers, and the wreckage reduced to ashes in the flames.
I have here a photographic print of the scene, taken in the wake of the explosion.
Oh, so there was a trapdoor under it then.
It shows what little remains of the machine.
Yes. A terrible business.
He did it to destroy the evidence, did he?
That's Enoch Drebber.
The court will take this print as evidence, counsel.
Alrighty. Alright. Late yesterday afternoon, the protection afforded to the machine by the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act was revoked.
Can you please shorten this?
However, before a thorough investigation could begin, the invention was obliterated from existence. As such, this will become a very different trial.
I was fearing you were going to say that.
As it stands now, with no evidence on which to draw meaningful conclusions, the authenticity of the kinesis machine will remain forever in obscurity.
No, it won't.
Indeed. A most unfortunate state of affairs.
However, one thing remains clear. The victim's death was the result of the actions of the accused. Of that, we can be certain. For it was the accused himself who was operating the machine, and who ultimately caused its loss of control.
Objection! As Lord Van Zeiks rightly says, this is a very different trial now. The accused accepts responsibility for his part in the events that transpired. He acknowledges that Mr. Asman died as a result of the accident caused by his machine's malfunction. However, unbeknownst to the Professor, he was being deliberately deceived by a pair of very clever fraudsters.
Names, counsel, if you please.
The engineer, Mr. Enoch Drebber, and the victim himself, Mr. Odie Asman. So what exactly were these two men up to behind the defendant's back? The defense intends to expose that information, thus establishing the unequivocal innocence of the defendant.
Oh, damn. Someone
was
put
a
on his
bit
big
weird,
boy
isn't
pants today.
Thank you, counsels, and I must say it's quite unlike you, Mr. Naruhodo, to be so forthcoming with your arguments.
Character development.
Indeed. Plot, character arcs. The positions of the prosecution and defense have been clearly stated. Lord Van Zeiks, summon your first witness, please.
At once, my lord.
Go fetch him, will ya?
The prosecution calls the engineer, Mr. Enoch Drebber, to the stand. Tick-tock, State your name and occupation for the court. And prepare for Pete to mess up the voice repeatedly as he flits back and forth between Van Zeiks and Drebber. Name, Enoch Drebber. Occupation, hard to pin down, I would say.
Oh, see that black monocle?
Yes, why do I feel as though I've seen it somewhere?
Oh,
Oh,
you
you
two.
two? I had exactly the same feeling myself.
Your file indicates that you are currently being investigated in connection with another case. The theft of a waxwork model, is it? A most extraordinary sounding business.
But that has no bearing on this trial, I assure you. Cleave it from your mind.
So the one thing we know for sure is that it does have a bearing on this trial.
You're familiar with the public experiment carried out at the Great Exhibition some days ago? The accused super high voltage instantaneous kinesis demonstration. Gosh, I wish I'd thought of an acronym for this. Yes, you could say that I am aware of it. There was a terrible accident, wasn't there? Wine. It was you, Mr. Drebber, who constructed the vast machine used in the experiment. Or so our investigations indicate. Can you confirm your involvement? Yes, I constructed it in precise accordance with the blueprints, but that's all. Then the court would be very interested to hear your thoughts about the machine, I'm sure. Let's see. An amazing device, if you ask me. The pinnacle of modern science, making instantaneous kinesis a reality at last.
What?
Good.
What?
Good gracious! Do you mean to say that the experiment was bona fide? Is that your belief, sir?
Yes, that is very much my belief. Such a waste that it blew up.
Objection! But we've already established the machine was nothing more than a prop for an elaborate conjuring trick.
Objection! You've established nothing of the sort.
Just the gas. All that was shown during yesterday's proceedings is that the same outcome could have been produced by means of stage trickery. The defense merely proposed a method and demonstrated its feasibility. Nothing more.
Oh, is that all? But...
We've procrastinated long enough, I feel. Witness.
God, the judge is calling us out now.
Witness, you will now give your formal testimony about the machine that you constructed for the purpose of the demonstration at the Great Exhibition.
Understood. I met the young professor approximately 1 year ago through Mr. Asman's introduction. He provided me with the blueprints and I constructed the machine to his precise specifications. It was no trick. If the whole show was a fraud, it would have required a body double. Tell me, did the victim have a twin?
I don't like that smile.
All the spectators saw the birdcage appear above their heads and then crashed headfirst into the crystal tower. A terrible accident, I grant you. Perhaps the science on which the machine was built was flawed somehow.
A body double? I don't know why I'm surprised by this.
That goes without saying, surely. To give the impression that something has moved when in reality it hasn't. It's a basic conjuring principle. The deception cannot be achieved without substituting the original with a fake at some point in the performance. But would I be right in saying you haven't managed to establish anything along those lines?
Ugh.
Incidentally, the prosecution has already confirmed that Mr. Asman had no twin siblings.
Mr. Goodman.
What? Did I misread that?
No.
Oh,
No.
No.
Odie Asman,
Because
as
Odie
opposed
is...
to Odie Goodman.
So one's bad, one's good. Bad twin, good twin, bad twin.
all right then. I must have like zoned out there or something. I'm just like,
I think
what's
you
happening?
did.
Like, what's happening? What's happening? Did I mess this up? I'm trying so hard
No,
not to mess this up.
no,
And
you're
it's
doing
it's just
fine.
like,
No.
it's like,
It's my understanding that this witness is well versed in conjuring artfulness. But such talents do not indicate that he was actually able to accomplish what he claims. Namely, the construction of what, by all accounts, must have been an extremely complex scientific machine.
whatever do you mean?
Yesterday's proceedings brought the true nature of your past exploits to light, Mr. Drebber.
Indeed it did, my
Oh
lord.
my god, that was goodish. Proper,
Next snap.
like he's gonna get whiplash if he does that too much.
As a swindler who preys on innocent scientists to elicit government grant money through conjuring know-how.
Oh dear. Yes, it's true that I possess considerable knowledge of stage magic. But crucially, my scientific knowledge more than matches that of any academic in the field. Investigation of the witness's workshop attests to that claim, my lord. As evidence, the police found this Royal Society trophy for young talent in science there. I suppose he could have stolen it.
Yes, that's true. We spotted it ourselves.
If a hypothesis is sound, it can always be forged into a physical manifestation, with sufficient skill. Though I may have sold the secrets of some deceptive wiles to sniveling, talentless scientists in the past.
Would you therefore assert that the explosion of the machine was...
An unfortunate accident, or, of course, a deliberate act of murder carried out by misuse of the science? Who could tell?
Counsel for the defense. Your cross-examination, please.
Yes, my lord.
Mr. Naruhodo, I'm concerned for the state of your neck. You keep nodding like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tick, tock.
I met the young professor approximately 1 year ago through Mr. Asman's introduction.
Now, press everything.
He provided me with the blueprints and I constructed the machine to his precise specifications. It was no trick. If the whole show was a fraud, it would have required a body double. Oh, I realize I'm reading this all out.
I didn't want to say because I
Yeah,
didn't want to interrupt,
same.
but yeah, you have read the thing. Of course, that's it. Mr. Asman was a twin.
Objection!
Perhaps my learned friend wasn't listening earlier, like Pete. Mr. Asman had no twin siblings.
Pete was paying so much attention, he didn't pay attention to the thing that he was saying himself.
He was just getting into character. He was being one with
It's
the
okay.
character. It's okay.
It's a bad day.
It's not a bad day.
No,
It's
I
okay.
heard you before.
To be fair, it's hot.
It's
It's a hot day,
Yeah.
and I am a little bit frazzled. So
I
I'm gonna
saw.
put
Oh, no.
that's the blame. I'm gonna play the blame game.
Blame the weather.
But the thread of hope hadn't quite left me.
The demonstration could have been a trick if there was somebody who looked sufficiently like the victim. But Dr. Scythe absolutely ruled that out as a possibility.
More wine.
No, wine, I said, not the paper wine. What do I pay you for?
It is beyond question that the victim himself, Mr. Asmund, did move from the stage to the Crystal Tower. The fingerprints found at the scene attest to the fact.
So it can't have been orchestrated using someone who looked identical to Mr. Asmund then. What are you thinking, Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh, no, nothing. Just that the idea of someone who looked identical to the victim is playing on my mind.
All right. We're gonna need this. Someone who looked identical, but Drebber doesn't look like him.
No.
And I'm trying to think who else we've got. Like, I don't know.
I mean, he's got a mustache and eyebrows similar to Gregson, but obviously Gregson wasn't in there.
Oh, and I suppose there's the
What?
face shape. Like, no.
I mean, unless, again, he had a waxwork head made of him, and it was
Well, that's
put
what I'm
on...
thinking.
Because Madame Tuspells did, like, custom work, doesn't she?
She does. There is a sign in a thing that says she does custom wax work.
So, if they stole the body of the professor and then put the head on it,
Yeah.
they could have used that.
All right. I'll go back to the beginning. Sorry. Oh, so stupid. So stupid.
Hold it! So you were already acquainted with Mr. Asmund himself?
Not really. By chance, I'd seen his name mentioned in the papers, that's all. But I had no interest in his private affairs. If he was an unscrupulous investor, it was no concern of mine. As long as people pay their bills, I take up my tools and construct what they ask for.
So why did Mr. Asmund approach you in particular, then? Particular.
You in particular.
Particular.
Who can say? I presume because my name is associated with excellence in engineering.
Not to mention excellence in fraud.
Why,
You wound.
you wound me. Hard to gauge, but the point is, all I did was construct the machine according to the blueprints I was given. In other words, the kinesis machine was built on solid, scientific principles. Yes, you might say that. Professor Hairbrain certainly has a mind like no other.
I just imagine Hairbrain there, like, buzzing in the corner, like, oh my goodness, thank you.
Hold it! It's clear that you have both scientific knowledge and knowledge of conjuring magic, however.
The more knowledge you have, the better equipped you are to handle whatever comes along.
I'm screwed then.
But your your knowledge of certain things, Taylor, might be quite useful. Big anime, anyway. But your
Big anime anyway.
but
Big
your
anime anyway.
implication is that I furnished the machine with some trickery, I think.
It's a possibility that we have to explore.
Unfortunately, though, the machine has been blown to Kingdom Come. Who could have possibly done this? So, there's really nothing left to explore, is there?
So I think we need to look at the photograph.
It appears that the... Sorry, I was thinking about the... I was waiting for you to go, look at this photograph, and you didn't deliver. And I'm like, what? I just...
Look at this graph!
Look at this graph.
Darling, he's not a performing monkey.
It just feels like any other time he would have done it. It appears that the kinesis machine was fitted with a timed explosive device of some kind.
Oh, yes. Who could have done that?
Who could,
I don't know.
who could have done it indeed? So...
Not me. I was in
No,
the
not
room.
that. No.
What did you want me to
no.
look at, Taylor?
Over. Keep going
What
to the
did
right.
You, what?
Is it the one of the explosion site?
Yes,
Thank
the
you.
one of the explosion
Sorry,
site.
I forgot what you said.
The big smoldering hole.
I forgot what you asked me to look
dear.
at. There's a big hole for you.
Oh,
There's a
my
bigger hole.
dear
So,
fellow.
okay, yeah, presumably it's like harebrained. I mean, because that's the trap door, so maybe
Yeah.
we can't use it yet, but. Unless we can present it on, like, this statement or something.
And there's nothing left of that device either. Not a single shred of evidence remaining, I hear.
I bet we show it on that one. He must have planned all this from the outset.
But in any case, it's abundantly clear that the experiment couldn't have been a trick.
I mean, we looked at the cage before it got blown up, didn't we? So we've got like some evidence of like the other cage. Like, does that?
We have
does
this, the
that
wooden
play into it?
cage. And it has damage on the base.
I suppose it doesn't really help us in this case.
Not just at the moment. I mean, it might do. We've already done that one. All the spectators saw the birdcage appear above their heads and crash head first.
Hold it! It crashed head first, you say?
Wait. And then we've got...
Oh!
yeah,
The
literally...
glass.
No. No.
The damage is at the base.
The damage is at the base of the birdcage. We've literally just been staring at it. And they're saying it went head first. Well, there's where the guy would have had his head. This would have been head first, but it didn't. It was feet first.
Oh, I'm going on the principle they're trying to prove that, like, the body double theory was a thing.
You're trying to show the banana.
Am I doing the banana?
We've got to show the picture of the banana first. We've got to work up to the banana, Sarah.
Okay.
You're too
Taylor!
For frick's sake.
We shouldn't record
You're
Danganronpa first.
getting too ahead of yourself with that one.
Okay.
You want to prove your theory.
Okay.
Nate,
I'll
Sarah
be
wants to get her
quiet.
hands on the banana.
All in good oh, for God's sake.
It crashed head first, you say?
According to the many witness reports from those there at the time, yes.
Were you not there at the exhibition grounds on the day?
Oh, I had things to do. A cat to feed, a cactus to water. Unlikely. I rarely leave my workshop.
Yet another of your unique inventions was found at the scene.
No comment.
Well, it was the unveiling of a machine I'd labored over for many months. I saw it clearly with my own eyes. The birdcage
Aha!
plummeting headfirst into the tower.
What a surprise.
I believe the victim's neck was broken from the headlong fall, wasn't it?
How would you have come by that information?
Even an infernal recluse like me reads the newspapers, you know. According to the reports, 2 injuries were apparent on the victim's body.
Yes, he'd been stabbed in the chest by a screwdriver believed to belong to the defendant. And he had broken vertebra as a result of a fall from a considerable height.
Correct. My learned friend has been doing his research, it seems.
Do we know which injury was the fatal one?
Sadly not. Forensic science is not yet at a level where such things can be determined.
Edgeworth vibrating in the background.
What we do know is that the victim died having sustained both injuries at some point during the experiment. And since it was found in the birdcage with his neck since he was found in the birdcage with his neck broken,
It's obvious that he fell from a considerable height.
I suppose that's hard to deny.
That or his neck had already been broken and the stab wound was just a cover-up.
Yeah, maybe. Right. So
I certainly did not break his neck with my robot hand.
my robot hand.
Objection!
Yeah.
Well done.
We've examined the birdcage that crashed into the Crystal Tower ourselves. As you can see, the cage, which is a wooden construction, has sustained damage in one particular spot.
Following the explosion, it fell some 30 feet into the glass of the Crystal Tower. That level of damage is to be expected, surely.
I agree. The damage itself is entirely understandable. What doesn't make sense
Smug.
is the location of that damage. All the breakages in the wood are at the base of the birdcage, not the top.
What are you saying?
Oh, he can still sweat.
That's the opposite of where they should be.
That's right, my lord. The birdcage that was at the scene is damaged at its base. So, we have reports of the birdcage falling headlong into the Crystal Tower, yet the damage is at the bottom. Wait a minute. Was the fall from the original platform what actually killed him, then?
Maybe. Or...
Because if there were two bird cages, and the first one fell head first in the original platform, because that was pretty high up, and it killed him there... Except, I don't know.
Well,
it's
it
weird.
doesn't-
There
Anyway.
still needs to be a second body, because that birdcage fell from the balloon, I'm sure.
I suppose the question then is, so as you say, there are two cages. Which cage is which? Is this cage the one that was...
I
'cause
bet
it's just-
I bet that fell through the trapdoor.
Yes, because that's the thing. Like, maybe Drebber's right, and he saw the other one fall head first. But then in this instance, like, that's what's going to get cleared up here. Because it doesn't make sense, like, the guy, when he was sort of strapped up on the machine and fell into the, to be transported, he wasn't strapped in upside down. So
Right.
this one obviously fell this way, and then perhaps the other one from the balloon fell upside down, and then that way it would be correct. I guess.
If we advance the text, we'll eventually find
That's
out.
it.
The only way to reconcile these two facts is to accept that there were two bird cages in play that day, which were at some point switched. Switched during what wasn't a scientific experiment at all, but an elaborate piece of stage trickery.
Gog. Gog?
Good
Ga 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 ga.
gracious. Explain yourself, witness.
Well.
If we examine the facts, there's only one logical conclusion we can draw. The damage on the base of the birdcage clearly indicates that it crashed tail first into the tower.
Objection! But multiple witnesses' reports claim it fell head first.
Then what the heck are you trying to prove?
I'm not sure!
The birdcage materialized in the sky next to a balloon flying over the stage, following a spontaneous explosion. At an altitude of some 60 feet above ground level.
Which is approximately 18 meters.
It then proceeded to fall some 30 feet into the Crystal Tower in the ensuing deflagration.
Deflagration? Deflagration?
Deflagration, I
That
think.
sounds right.
Witness reports amid such chaos are notoriously unreliable.
Objection! But the victim's neck was broken.
Objection!
Oh, God.
He plummeted 30 feet inside a heavy wooden cage. However he fell, it would have been unsurprising to find one or two of his vertebrae crushed.
A riveting scientific analysis of events from the prosecution there. Though, to be even more rigorous, you would have to say it was only one vertebra, actually.
He's really nailed it! He wasn't quiet for long.
I find it hard to see what's motivating Lord Van Zeiks. This witness is clearly a swindler, and one who deceived a personal friend of his.
If you're going to establish this deception, do it right.
Sorry?
I feel like that's the undertone here.
Ah, yes. And there's one more point. The defense appears to have forgotten. It obviously wasn't a trick, as a certain truth very plainly demonstrates.
What?
It seems to me that the cross-examination had better continue until we resolve this matter. Mr. Drebber, you will amend your testimony with details of this truth.
Of course. We must treat the matter scientifically, after all.
I nearly had him there.
Oh dear. What a shame.
Malfunction.
I'm very bored, you see. The clean took place because there's nowhere else 30 feet high for the bird. Really?
Is this the envelope for the balloon?
Well,
The envelope from the Balin.
the end.
Oh, wait.
No, the
Wait,
picture.
no, the picture.
The picture, guys.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh,
the
yeah.
massive hole.
Yeah, because we don't know how big
No.
that is.
They're the one in the air. For the birdcage to have fallen from. I think it's the picture that Gotts took.
Well, they're saying that, like,
He's saying there's nowhere else he could have fallen from. But there is. It depends how deep the
yes.
stage was.
Yes.
You were trying to keep yourself from saying how deep the hole is, weren't you?
No.
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 I want to present this one.
Okay.
It's wrong.
Ow.
Surely something about that last statement seems odd, doesn't it?
But does it seem odd?
I think it's the picture of the Balin that's being shot.
Yeah, so, wait, which one is that one? It's not this
Not
one.
that one.
It's...
Is it just the envelope? It's. Oh no.
the-
Yes.
Oh,
That
this
Yeah,
one.
oh yes. Yeah. What about that one?
Me.
No?
No.
Perhaps what...
Maybe
guys,
it is the envelope.
Maybe what we need to do... I don't know if this makes sense, but maybe we need to press the statement first.
Well, maybe we do. But we're probably going to have to press it next time, I'm afraid.
No.
We've been proven wrong twice, and now we've got to be left in limbo.
Unfortunately, yes.
Let me just at least hit the press button.
Oh, fine.
The
I'll
reason
let you do
being-
it.
The reason I say that is because if I don't, we're gonna forget to do it.
That's true.
And then
That's true.
And then we're
Good
gonna
point.
be going
Good
round in
point.
circles. So here is
point.
where we'll leave it.
Okay.
What do you mean? What does he mean?
Well, steal my thunder, why don't you?
Sorry, Sam. I'm sorry.
It's okay, I'll let you off. But what does he mean? We'll have to find out next time. This time we are actually going to go. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching. If you do like what we do, then please consider giving us a like, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell, and you'll be notified of our video uploads every Wednesday and Saturday.
Yeah.
And until next time, we'll see you again.
Catch you in the next one, everybody.
And remember, even though you can open a bottle of wine with a sword, why would you do that? Just get a corkscrew. It's going to be less likely to maim somebody.